Hello, my name is Cathy Costello, and I want to be your next Oklahoma State Labor Commissioner. But first, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Overland Park, Kansas, in an 1,100 square foot house with my mom and dad and my older brother. Growing up, we had one car between the four of us. Something you may not know about me is that I was an entrepreneur before I met Mark. You see, when I was 15 years old, my parents told me they did not have the means to send me to college. So I opened a savings account and I started my own business. That business funded my college education. I also worked as many as 3 jobs at a time, and I remember working 12-hour shifts at the age of 17. I did not even own my own car until I was 22 years old. I attended the University of Kansas, obtaining my Bachelor of Arts degree in classical music. My junior year of college, I met the handsome, debonair Mark Costello, a 4th-generation Oklahoman from Bartlesville, at church. Being a fellow who knew what he wanted, he proposed to me 2 weeks after we met. And Mark was persuasive. We were engaged a week later. Mark and I were married for nearly 34 years, and we have raised and educated our 5 children in Edmond, Oklahoma. After we were married, Mark and I followed job opportunities to Texas. Mark worked for Phillips Petroleum, and I taught elementary education. While there, together, we created an advertising business that eventually brought us to Oklahoma City. Mark and I then started American Eagle Builders with just a card table and 2 folding chairs. I made cold calls, I set and confirmed appointments, I handled the books, and I was the janitor at our first brick and mortar business. And that business eventually grew into a multi-million-dollar business. Together, Mark and I created 8 businesses successfully in 6 industries in 60 countries across the world. In 2010, Mark followed a lifelong dream and ran for Oklahoma State Labor Commissioner, and he won. He was re-elected for his 2nd term in 2014. He loved his job and he loved serving the people of Oklahoma. Mark was an excellent and faithful husband, a loving father, and a dedicated Christian. But the greatest challenge that we faced was the severe mental illness that befell our oldest son, who has suffered with diagnosed schizophrenia with psychosis for the past 10 years. On August 23rd, 2015, after a quiet summer dinner at a local restaurant, during a paranoid, delusional, psychotic break, our son inexplicably stabbed his father to death. Mark died in my arms. Since Mark's death, I've become a frequent public speaker, addressing thousands across the state of Oklahoma as well as nationally. Just 10 weeks after my husband's death, I went to work for Oklahomans. I testified before Senate Hearing Committee twice, and I was instrumental in passing major legislation to assist individuals in an ongoing mental health crisis in Oklahoma. I eventually traveled to Washington, D.C., and I was instrumental in passing the Helping Families and Mental Health Crisis Act there. I've appeared on national and local radio and television, and I have a deep concern for the 1 in 4 Oklahomans. That's nearly 1 million souls in the state of Oklahoma who suffer with a mental illness. As many as 85% of those individuals cannot hold a job, and the economic, social, and cultural impact to our state is devastating. Like many Oklahomans, I have experienced joys and I have experienced sorrows. But Oklahomans are resilient, and I am an Oklahoman. I will bring to the Department of Labor the same formula that allowed Mark and I to succeed in business: hard work, solid values, and diligent planning. These are my principles, and principles are important. But principles cannot become policy without passion, and passion comes from purpose. I ask for your vote on June 26th 2018, please vote for me, Cathy Costello, the conservative candidate for Oklahoma State Labor Commissioner. Thank you.